am delighted to tell you I am joined by somebody who I've looked up to for a long time.
Oh.
Now, my guest here is somebody, if you meet her, she's somebody who just instantly makes you feel good about yourself. You feel like you can do anything.
Oh,
when you're around. It's true.
Say.
Sally, when I first met you. My guest today is Sally Lindsay, and we're going to be talking about the incredible new series of the Madame Blanc Mysteries, which are about to start on Channel 5.
Well, they've been on Channel 5.
Oh, they're on Channel 5
this is the box set
box
on the
set's
DVD's available. Yes, so it's been on, but it did really well. So we're
doing a box set now, and it's selling all over the world, Sally.
All over the world, yeah.
Sally, it's such a great show, the Madame Blanc Mysteries. People fall over themselves to watch it. I want to hear the backstory about it. How did you come up with it? Where did it start?
So there was I did a job called Cold Call that was lovely, but we were put in a car park on like in Manchester where you'd probably drag someone to kill them. It was that bad.
Oh yes,
and that's they always put Winnebagos for the actors.
And still got a Ringo though, haven't they?
Yeah, they got Ringo, yeah. And it was raining, and I remember thinking, And my friend who I was working with was talking about Escape to the Chateau, and I thought, that must be something. So the next job I was on was in Pinewood, and there was a lot of time off, and it was still open all hours. There was a lot of time off because it was an old-fashioned sitcom, so you were in and out rehearsing, and lots of time off. Yes. So we put a trestle table up, and I came up with this idea about an antiques dealer. And because everybody loves antiques, don't they? So I thought, okay, antiques dealer, sunshine, so we can be in the sunshine. And it was based on the character of Jean, who I play, this antiques dealer who helps the police with their crimes, antique-based crimes, obviously.
Obviously, antique-based crimes.
Antique-based crimes. And it was based on this wonderful woman I met years and years and years ago in Mallorca, actually, on holiday, and she was looking at me and I was looking at her, and I thought, do I know her off the telly, and does she know me? Anyway, it turns out she was one of the pundits on Dickinson's Real Deal. She's called Jan, and what was extraordinary about her,
Jan. I love a Jan.
That's why she's called Jean. So I didn't go far from the and she said she was what was so brilliant about her, she was so unbelievably like everyone else, so beautifully ordinary, but had this razor sharp mind about antiques. She knew everything about, she talked about, she was third generation antiques dealer in Mill Hill, and mum and dad did it there, mum and dad did it. There's nothing she didn't know about antiques. And she said, what we do is we get a van, we drive to the south of France. Every 2 months, we stock up, we do all our swapping in the south of France. Yeah. So people from Italy come, or people from Austria, whatever. What's tat in their country? Everybody wants it here.
Right.
So they'll have a lovely swap, have a lovely time, and they drive home and sell it. And I went, I wonder what happens in those towns.
Yes.
Something's going to go on there, isn't it?
What a great...
And that was it.
Because I think...
Sorry,
and that was it. And it started from
that was San Victoire. The place came alive in my head, and then Jean came alive in my head, and then I came up with an idea of why was she there, and that's sort of 4 series ago now.
But it's so brilliant because it's brilliant storytelling, and I know that you write it with your co-star Sue.
Yeah, there's only me and Sue write them all.
Yeah, and that gives it such a distinct flavour. I think you really feel like you're getting to know the workings of you guys.
My head.
Yeah, which is a lovely. It turns out happily, it's a nice place to be. Thank goodness. But I think as well there is something about antiques, to my mind anyway, that and sort of going to the south of France, it represents this kind of halcyon escapism.
It's total escapism, Tom. Honestly, what it's about is what I wanted to write. I think at the time I wrote it just before the pandemic, but so I don't know whether it would have been as successful if that hadn't happened, because our life was a disaster then. Everybody was living through hell, weren't they? And everybody was. It was a communal thing. And I thought I just wanted to write something where you can escape for 1 hour and be with all your friends, have a lovely mystery, but just complete escapism for 1 hour. So on the vein of like Jonathan Creek, Murder, She Wrote, that kind of thing. Yeah, just
Lovejoy. Lovejoy was like a whole thing. My mum used to bring in Scotch pancakes on a tray.
Bamboo cake and tea.
Yeah, where did that
with
come
my gran?
from? Yeah, obsessed with antiques.
It's exactly what I wanted.
And that's, I think, what the world needs more of in these troubled times.
We love an antique anyway, don't we?
We love an antique, and I wouldn't mind being an antique. Sometimes I think I might be. Sally Lindsay is my guest. We're going to be talking more about the Madame Blanc Mysteries and their release on DVD and digital coming up after this. How You Remind Me. Nickelback, of course, a classic choice for me to be playing whilst talking to Sally Lindsay.
Front row at Nickelback concert.
I love to mosh, I'm always jumping about there to Nickelback.
It's my favourite image.
I love it. I love them. All of them. Whoever they are. I don't know any of the names of any of them. You're not supposed to say that, are you, as a radio presenter? But, I don't like to live by the rules, Sally, and neither do you.
You're a rebel.
No, I'm an absolute rebel here. Now, we're talking about Sally's series, The Madame Blanc Mysteries, which is having its release in digital and DVD form at the moment. Now, Sally, I want to talk to you about the show because you have to juggle many hats, not literally, although I dare say you could do that, because you write it, you produce it, you star in it. It's a lot going on for you.
Yes, I co-write it with my friend Sue Vincent. I co-produce it with a couple called We're Saff and Cherry, and then and then I'm the lead in it. So it is a different thing to do when you're out there. You are wearing many hats, so you'll be doing a scene, and then there'll be sort of props will be in the corner, just sort of waiting with an antique, so to see if this is the right one or that one. So it is a little bit of that. Or we have an emergency or something happens, or we can't get a location. Then the typewriter, me and Sue the typewriter will come out and we'll have to rewrite something. So it's a little bit like that. It can be a bit manic, but usually we're quite, because we're two sort of middle-aged women. Everything's really prepped, like dinner. So our scripts are like really prepped to the night, before. We're not one of those sort of writers that are changing it on the day or anything, or they're all cooked and ready before we go. So I think I think that's the thing. And Dermot, our producer, Dermot Boyd, is very, very prepped. So I think that's the secret, really, that we're able to do it. There's only two writers and only one director, because we're so prepped.
But I guess that's a symptom as well of it being a family of people working together who trust each other.
It really is a family.
And you're invested, and it's your. It feels like your personality is all over it. All of you.
It is my baby. I absolutely give everything to it, and I absolutely love it. And even my husband does the music. My husband.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my husband and his friend Chris Haig. So my husband Steve White, Chris Haig, Hagen White. They do the music. Every single piece of music is bespoke, made for it, which sort of adds a little bit. It's above of it. It's punching above its weight a bit, because it is of a sort of a mid-budget. But because we've got this bespoke music, it sounds very. It's the last voice on it.
Yeah.
So I feel that the whole package is like it's a little family outing, really.
But I think that's what we want to watch, isn't it? That's what people aspire to do. That's the dream, actually.
It is
to have that level of control. And I know, as well as the creative input, you're very keen to expand the representation of people who are involved as well. Because I know we've had conversations before about working class representation as one aspect, and that's been very important to you.
Very important. I mean, working class representation, also women, and also people who happen to be in love with the same sex, or that's always represented on my show in a really sort of normalised way. So we have lots of gay couples in the show, and we never mention it, because to me it's completely normal.
Yes.
And that's my big ambition. And also we have loads of women, so it's usually about 70% women, and they're usually over a certain age. Great. And it's a different.
Sounds like my kitchen, actually.
It's literally your kitchen. That's exactly what it is. It's definitely my kitchen. Just full of gays and middle-aged women. That's my life.
We should set up a channel called that.
We should. Well,
I'd watch it.
I'd watch everything. Yeah. So it's that, and I just, it's about representation, I think, and I think if you make things normal, and so the hero is a middle-aged woman who's quite ordinary, like Miss Marple was,
Yes, I know we were saying how we admire.
Massively influenced by that, that because her extraordinary aspect of her is the fact that she's got this superpower of observation, and Jean has got observation and this antique knowledge, but she looks so normal. So people say things in front of her that they probably wouldn't say in front of Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, absolutely. I think I'd quite like to have a part actually in this.
Oh, you are definitely having a part. Sorry, this is what I do. I sort of get people. I come on their shows and I get them under my cape, and the next minute they sort of
what am I doing in Malta?
Why am I on a plane to Gozo? What's this script? It's a lot of words.
I've got to wear a Panama hat. Okay, right, I'll do it.
I've already said to Laura I want him in a Panama hat. Your producer.
I'm surprised I'm not wearing one today. A bit below it, might have
over the earphones.
Yes, I would have done. Sally, if I knew this was an audition, I would have done that. But Sally, I'm so pleased that this is going so well, because
Thank you so
exactly
much.
what the world needs is a show with this much heart and love in it that makes us all feel good about the world.
Honestly, I appreciate all the fans as well, because they are so passionate about it and they love it so much, and that's we love making it. So as long as they love it, well, I'll make it.
It's a winner. It's a winner. Well, the Madame Blanc Mysteries Series 4 and Series 1 to 4 box set is available on DVD and digital now from Acorn Media International. Acorn Media International was so fancy.
It was so fancy.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Sally Lindsay, thank you so much for being my guest
Thank
here today.
you, Tom.
As ever, I always feel inspired whenever I talk to you.
Oh, you're so gorgeous.
I mean, you inspire us all. So thank you. Keep going. Keep doing it, please.
I will.
And I'll see you real soon.
You certainly will.
Thanks, Sally.